we said it.
Hi, hello, welcome to another episode of Now We Said It. I'm your host, Quisha, y'all. Listen, today is going to be an audio-only episode. Your girl did not feel like beating her face, and y'all don't want to see me in a bonnet and glasses. That's not giving the girls looks. I like to serve looks when I do my YouTube videos, so unfortunately, the cramps are calling. I'm listening. I am in bed. I am very comfy. Got a heating pad on. You know the whole deal. Just ate a burrito. Just feeling real lovely, all right? I'm trying to think if there's any other Housewives tea before I get into this. I will be recapping Southern Charm. I know it just started. I haven't watched yet. Hold please. I will catch us all the way up on Southern Charm. I think I'm just going to add them on to these podcast episodes. I don't think I'm going to make Southern Charm a whole separate recap because y'all know, as a black woman, Southern Charm is somewhat problematic, but God damn it, I love watching those bitches. And I'm very interested to see what they're going to do this season now that they don't have Naomi, Chelsea, and Cam. I am so far behind. I haven't even watched the season preview or anything like that. Y'all, I've been going through it, all right? Anyway, let's get into this episode of Potomac. So we start off with Monique and her family. They're passing out flyers for the podcast. I feel like this should have gone in a previous episode, maybe about 2 episodes ago. Judging by Monique's hair, now we actually see the flyers, y'all. The flyers have come to fruition. I feel like this was a scene that they just added in because the podcast had already happened. So why are we seeing them passing out flyers right now? She has employed the whole family. She can't afford to hire anybody else because she's already in the hole for this live podcast. So she's employing Chris, the kids, T'Challa's dropping flyers. He's flying around and dropping flyers via airdrop. So everybody's working. That's a cute scene, but very unnecessary. Then we move on to Candiace singing, question mark. She's warming up her pipes. She's sounding like a vacuum. She's sounding like a cow. I'm not exactly sure. Listen, I'm not a singer, so she does have a beautiful voice. So I'm not even finna judge what the hell that was. The producers were being shady, showing roller coasters and birds running around while she was singing. I think she sounded great. I don't know. Who knows, y'all? She's doing some vocal exercises with her friend Cliff, and she brings up again that her and Cliff have been friends for like 15 years or whatever, and we actually see a picture of Candiace with her old nose. I think her old nose was very pretty, but I also really like her new nose. Her nose is, I think it fits her face perfectly. I would love to know her doctor. I have a very flat nose. I don't hate it, but I wouldn't mind getting a little touch up, but also I'm scared. I've seen nose jobs, so I don't really know, y'all. Anyway, I digress. She's warming up with Cliff. They're not really talking about much. It's actually a boring scene also. Cliff is asking where does she want to go with all this as far as her music career is concerned, and she just basically says, listen, I'm just trying to get this remix out here and we'll worry about the rest later. She's just basically saying that music is therapy for her, it's distracting, and it's pretty much taking her mind off of all the Monique drama. Then we get an extra shady scene with Gizelle and Robyn. They are meeting up for tea with Karen, but Karen's not there yet. Gizelle shows up first, then Robyn, and pretty much Giselle's like, okay, so let's gossip and gab before Karen gets here. That is typical like 3-way friendship behavior. Whenever there's 3 friends, there's always 2 that are going to be closer. But in this scenario, Gizelle really isn't close to anyone. I'm going to get on that later, but it's just not really looking good for Gizelle. She's just looking worse and worse as the seasons go on. Like, I would say seasons 1 through 3, I was really here for Gizelle. But in seasons 4 and 5, I am really not. She is just really trying to be the quote-unquote bone collector a la Sheree from ATL. And it's just, now luckily for her, it's very suiting for her and her personality. She's very good at it, which is why I will always say Gizelle is good for the show. I definitely don't want Gizelle to be gone, but I see as we go along Gizelle not having very many friends, and I feel like eventually Robyn is going to catch on and realize she's not really her friend too, and Robyn's going to leave her in the dirt, girl. Y'all, shout out to Robyn for seeing the meme I made about her. If y'all don't know, I always say follow us, but it's truly just me. Follow me on Instagram. The podcast IG is Now We Said It. Y'all look it up. I made a meme about Robyn and all her wigs. Y'all know the typical meme, using different accounts to sign up for emails or whatever. It was lame, but it came to my head when I thought about her and all those wigs. Anyway, I tagged her being bold, and she thought it was cute. Now, her comment did not make sense, but I'm not gonna let that slide. I'm just proud, and I feel very accomplished that Robyn saw my meme and she commented on it. If y'all want to see that again, just follow me on Instagram. Now we said it. The picture is of Camille, the woman behind the name of this podcast. Basically, Gizelle and Robyn are talking about how they're getting ready to throw Miss Wendy under the bus. Gizelle is running back to spill the tea that Wendy gave her about Karen. Wendy told Gizelle everything about the little fun kiki moment they had at the lake house when they were all taking shots and Karen was just out here being honest and open. I'm not gonna penalize or be mad at Wendy for telling that to Gizelle because it was honestly just something cute in passing, but Giselle's messy ass is going to flip it and make it sound like Wendy was being hella shady to Karen when that's really not how she said it at all. They're just talking about it. She's putting it under the guise as she's trying to help Karen, who's clearly hurt. She says that, if Karen is telling all her business while she's drunk, that means she's really struggling. Okay, that might be true, but you being the person trying to resolve Karen's issues is not a good idea. It ain't you, sis. I'd rather see Dr. Phil bum ass in there trying to reconcile things before I see you. Then they show a flashback of Wendy asking Gizelle, are you going to tell Karen about this? And Gizelle goes, no. Cut to. Then Karen finally arrives. Karen already knows the deal. She says she's coming in on ready because she does not trust those green-eyed bandits. Gizelle asks Robyn how her business is going, and Gizelle goes, what is it called? Embezzlement? Now, Gizelle, we clearly have the tax issues on the brain. Embezzlement would have been a funny name for it. That would have been her poking fun of herself. I actually think that's kind of a better name than embellish. Like, come on, embezzlement? Like, baby, please. And Robyn was like, no, it's called embellish. Now, this is another example of Gizelle being a poor friend. Like, how do you not know the name of your friend's company? It's just very strange to me. So speaking of the hat company, Robyn invites the ladies to do a photo shoot for her. She says that her website should showcase more than just her, which I agree. You want to see versatility. You want to see the hats on different skin tones and stuff like that. So I think that's actually a very good idea. The ladies agree to go. She also specified that she will not be inviting Monique because things still aren't sitting right with her. Again, I said this last week, but they are not giving Monique any space or time to show that she's changed. They are just blocking her out. Y'all know, if y'all are, Bravo insiders, when you choose not to invite somebody to something, that means you cannot film with them. That means they don't get screen time. Case in point, Monique is only showcased in 2 scenes this episode is because the women are not filming with her, therefore she's not getting her airtime, and that is very dangerous to Monique's spot on the show. She needs to be able to film with the other women, and they are not giving her that opportunity. I understand what she did was wrong, but it's like, y'all gotta let her move forward and improve. I'm really not liking this, and y'all know Monique is not my favorite person. I feel like I say this every episode, but I mean it. She's not my favorite. I don't love Monique, but give the woman a break. Let her prove to y'all that she is finally feeling remorseful and she's ready to move on. This shit starting to get aggravating. I hope y'all can hear my raggedy ass air conditioner in the background. I feel like it's gonna come through on the mic. Y'all, I apologize. Outside of me recording this in a closet, I really don't know what else I can do about the outside noises. So then Karen brings up Robyn's tax issues, and Robyn threw a Karen line at her and said, honey, I cannot talk about this at this time. She says that the tax lien should be lifted in about 3 months, but she pretty much said she wasn't paying as much as she thought she was. It clearly wasn't enough, and that's where the issues lie. Gizelle then brings up what Wendy told her about Karen bailing Ray out, and Gizelle says that Wendy made it seem like it was stressful for Karen. Wendy made it seem like it was stressful for you because you wanted your money back. The way Gizelle said that was not the way Wendy told it to her. When they show the flashback, which they do, you can tell Karen was saying it in like a joking way. There could very well be some truth to her actually wanting her money back. Like me, I'm a very petty person. When I loan somebody money, or if I'm helping you out in any kind of way, I need every dime and penny back that I gave to you. Right now I live with my man. We split the bills. Baby, I do it down to the penny, all right? I do not play about my money. So I understand what Karen was saying, and I can only imagine how much money she put up for Ray. I'm sure it was at least, a six-figure bailout. So I would absolutely want my money back. If I'm playing over $12, I'm definitely going to want $120,000 back. Okay, do you hear me? But the way Gizelle told it to Karen and the way Karen interpreted it is in a serious manner, like, oh, she made it seem like I just want my money back. That is the power of messy ass Gizelle. Gizelle is going to do her best to make anybody seem as shady as possible, as long as it's not her. Then Karen gets into explaining to them about the disagreement that she had with Wendy last week when she was trying to talk to Candiace, and Wendy came down the stairs, and Karen imitated Wendy coming down the stairs, and it was dead on. She had that body leaning forward. Listen, it was very specific, and Karen nailed it accurately, and it was funny, and it was cute. So that pretty much wraps up that scene. Then we get a Wendy family scene. Y'all, I am not talking about this, so moving on. We get a scene with Ashley. She's going to therapy. She pretty much comes to the conclusion that she is suffering from postpartum depression. She doesn't feel like herself lately, and she feels like her body is just pretty much like a utility for Dean. Like, she doesn't want Michael kissing up on her and hugging up on her, because she's like, all this stuff is for Dean. These are Dean's goodies. These are Dean's boobs. There was nothing funny about this scene, because postpartum depression and depression in general is very serious. As someone that occasionally struggles with bouts of depression, I know how scary it can be. And while I don't have kids, I can only imagine feeling that way, and then having this baby to take care of, this person that's depending on you. But you're feeling like this, you're feeling empty, you're crying for no reason. So it really broke my heart to see that Ashley is going through this. Postpartum depression is pretty common, and it's a very serious thing. And she pretty much just says that because she feels like everything she is dedicated to Dean, she's not able to be there for Michael also. So she's somewhat excusing his cheating ass behavior. I don't like that, but I understand what she's saying. But he needs to be there for her. He wasn't carrying no baby for 9 months. He can go a few months or whatever without getting a little rub and tug or whatever. If this is all it's about for you, then that's not the man for you, sis. Like, focus on that baby. I don't even think he likes that baby. He should like the baby. The baby look exactly like him. Why don't you like yourself? So she's just really struggling. It's very sad. So then Ashley says, I'm thinking about just getting away. I need to get some rest and relaxation. And the therapist agrees with that. She encourages Ashley to take a vacation without Dean. And this is the cue for the cast trip. Every year they get a cast trip, and it's packaged in some type of way. They're packaging it around Ashley and her depression. I'm not saying that they're using that, but this is the reason for the cast trip, y'all. Come on, y'all know. Ashley says, yeah, you know what? We should get away, me and the girls, and henceforth, the cast trip. So then we cut to a scene with Candiace. She's in the stew with Chucky and Kirk. They play the song for her. Y'all, I think the song is actually cute. I like the remix better than the original. It's a very cute song, and her voice sounds really good. I'm not even gonna hate on that song. Pretty much, they offer to sign her to the label. She cries, she folds up a napkin. Y'all know the routine. Then we have a scene with Monique and her family. She's trying to get the kids, out the door in the morning, to school and stuff. She's trying to make them breakfast. T'Challa's there. She tells T'Challa to hold off for a second. She needs to take care of the kids first. And she's asking the kids, where's your daddy? Where's your daddy? He's on the toilet. Child. Men. Why do men always sit on the toilet for so long? What the hell is going on in there? He finally comes down to help her, and he's all super grumpy. He's like giving her pushback. She's like, asking, these dishes are put in the thing the wrong way. He's like, all right, I'll get to it in a second. And she's like, why is Milani's food in this container? She's getting this for lunch. This is the wrong container. He's like, all right, well, you can change it if you don't like it. And she was like, is this how you're going to do his hair? You did his hair already? And he was like, yeah, but if you don't like it, you can fix it. He's just like complaining and being super grumpy. I understand. I am also not a morning person, but damn, like you can see your wife, she's clearly flustered and she's just trying to get the kids out the door. Just help her out a little bit. He seems so absent, like as a father. I mean, I don't really know. I'm sure he spends time with his kids, but when it comes to like getting them ready, getting them dressed, getting them fed, tending to them in any kind of like what you would call a quote unquote mother role, he doesn't help in that at all. And when he does, he's bitching about it. This is showing me a side of Chris that I do not like. Then Monique in her confessional says that she's starting to feel like she needs to make her side of the story known, because if the judge and the court only hear Candiace's side, then that could put her in jeopardy of not being with her family, aka jail time. I agree, but I don't really know, sis. Then we have Ashley. She's visiting Gizelle at her house, aka the cabin. She's pulling up and she actually like stops the car and starts laughing because she sees Gizelle in this new ponytail child. Do I like the ponytail? I'm on the fence. It's a lot better than some previous Gizelle hairstyles we've seen. It's definitely not the best. It's somewhere in the middle, girl. And so Ashley's like, I was just surprised. I didn't think that was you. She says that Cal says it looks like coochie hair. I'm not sure whose coochie hair looks like that exactly, but you know, I haven't seen every coochie, so I can't be the judge on that. So then she notices that Ashley has baby Dean with her, and Gizelle is doing the thing where you're kind of making it known that you don't want somebody there, but you're putting it in a nice way. She said about 3 times, oh, I didn't know baby Dean was coming. I wasn't prepared for baby Dean. You didn't tell me baby Dean was coming. Like, stuff like that. That's like, so you just brought this bitch in my house and they gonna tell me? That's what Gizelle was doing. Low key, she did not want baby Dean there. I'm going to go ahead and say this. Y'all know the deal. Baby Dean did look cute in this scene. He looked adorable. So then Ashley gets into talking about the Michael situation and saying, you know, why they're struggling, how Michael was just craving attention. And Gizelle agrees with that, you know, speaking on her experience with Jamal, saying men constantly need attention, they constantly need their ego strokes. And Ashley says, so how are you able to deal with that with Jamal being far away and y'all having these issues in the past? Gizelle then says in the beginning of them rekindling their relationship, she definitely had those thoughts in her head, like, what is he doing? You know, he could do this again, like he could slip up and stuff like that. And she just says eventually she had to let it go. I don't peg Gizelle as a person to just let things go. I think she doesn't care because it's a fake relationship. Y'all, this shit is fake now. It's in my head and I cannot unsee it. Then Ashley brings up the vacation idea to Gizelle, aka the plant cast trip. And Gizelle says, you know, are you inviting Monique? And Ashley says that, you know, well, Monique is my friend and I don't think she'll ever do anything like that again. And Gizelle goes, I don't know about that. I'm not so sure. And Ashley goes, I don't feel like we should count her out of this trip. And Gizelle says, well, if Monique goes, then I'm not going to go. And you know Candiace is definitely not going. And if I don't go, most likely Robyn and Wendy are not going to go also. So they pretty much leave Ashley with no choice. She can't invite Monique, which I think that's kind of unfair. Again, they are not giving Monique the opportunity to even show that she's changed. I'm not sure what they should have done, because I do agree. I think it's too soon to put Monique and Candiace in the same room, but maybe not invite Candiace. They've invited Candiace to like the last 2 or 3 events. Maybe let Candiace sit this one out and let Monique go to Portugal. It looks like Monique could definitely use the break from the kids and Chris and everything. That's just my opinion, y'all. Let me know what y'all think about it. So then we have Robyn, her little hat photo shoot, embezzlement. They show up to some place called Camp Space. They're meeting Shavonna, their model, who really does look like Katie from previous seasons. And Robyn says to Katie, oh, girl, there you go right there. Robyn says to Shavonna, hey, has anybody ever told you you look like Katie? I actually forgot her last name, y'all. But anyway, the girl goes, who's that? Girl, if you don't know Katie, I do feel bad for Katie and everything she's gone through in these past few years. She's really been through a lot, but Katie was something else in seasons 1 and 2, y'all. I hope y'all have seen all the seasons, but if you haven't, I encourage you to go back and take a gander at Katie. She really does look like that girl. Then we have Gizelle being messy again in her confessional, and Gizelle goes, yeah, I know Robyn is just using me to be a model. She doesn't have money to pay a model. She has tax issues going on. But I think that's ridiculous. We're not really going to talk about that because I think it's petty. It's like $1,200 or $4,000 or something like that. And the producer was like, no, it's actually $90,000. And Gizelle was like, what? Oops. Again, this is Gizelle not being a good friend. Shouldn't Gizelle know that? Especially knowing how nosy Gizelle is. Are you giving Robyn a pass? Are you just not that nosy when it comes to Robyn? Which is very interesting because Gizelle seems to like to know everybody's business, but she doesn't know really anything about Robyn. She didn't know the name of the hat company. She didn't know how much Robyn was in debt for. So it's like, what do you really know? Gizelle reminds me of one of those friends that they pretend to be there for you and they pretend to be a good friend, but in real life, they really don't know the details of your life and they really don't want to know anything real about you. They just keep you there to cater to them, pretty much. We are seeing a very ugly side of Gizelle, and it's just becoming more and more apparent as the seasons go on. So far at the event, it is Gizelle and Robyn, and finally Wendy shows up, and Gizelle starts spilling the tea about how Karen was imitating Wendy. And at first it was cute and funny. Wendy was laughing. They made it seem like super fun, and then Gizelle slips it in. She goes, she's doing the walk, and she goes, yeah, and then Karen says, Dr. Wendy. Doctor what? She's not a medical doctor. I'm Dr. Wendy. I'm Dr. Wendy. Doctor of what? And Wendy's like, wait, what? So she was making fun of me? And then Wendy's like, yeah, I'm not a medical doctor, but I am very accomplished. I'm getting a little tired of that too, but I'm not going to make fun of Wendy for being so accomplished. I will make fun of Wendy for constantly bringing up how accomplished she is. Now that is quite annoying. So then Wendy calls Karen a hater. And I do agree. I really want to know what it is that Karen does not like about Wendy. I'm very interested to know what that's about. Wendy then says that she's going to talk to Karen. She's going to have a conversation, basically confront Karen about the things that she's heard. And Robyn brings up the obvious, saying, you know, leave it up to Gizelle to be messy at one of my events. And then they show a flashback to last year where Gizelle was being messy at one of Robyn's events. And then Gizelle says, why can't I be messy every now and then? Because you're messy all the time? Then Karen shows up and she speaks to everybody and she gets to Wendy, and Wendy does not speak. She just rolls her eyes. Ashley comes in and of course announces the cash trip. She pulls out a flag and nobody knew what the flag was except for Dr. Wendy, honey. Then we see Wendy confronting Karen, and she says that it's funny how Karen makes fun of her for having 4 degrees when she doesn't even have one. Who child? Wendy then says, I'm not one to constantly brag about my degrees. Then the messy ass producers do a flashback of Wendy constantly bragging about having her 4 degrees, child. Like, listen, we are all proud of Wendy. It is extremely impressive what she's done. Like, for real though. But honey, the way you keep bringing it up is really bringing down the impressiveness of your 4 degrees. Wendy, in my opinion, did not come off very well in this confrontation with Karen. She kept going on, and if she just kept it short and sweet, that would have been great. But she was talking over Karen. Karen was giving her so much time to speak. And when it came time for Karen to speak, she really wasn't giving her any time to speak. And she was just droning on and on, hammering in her points. And it's like, okay, we got it. I get what you're saying. Now move on from it. Keep it short and sweet, sis. That was a bad look on Wendy's part. And I'm noticing that because she did that before at the lake house when she got into it with Ashley. She's not very good at having a productive conversation or a productive disagreement with people. She kind of likes to hammer her point in, which is not very becoming, honey. So then Karen actually puts the blame on Gizelle, which is absolutely correct. She says she's going to give Wendy a pass and focus more on Gizelle because she knows Gizelle is behind all of this. She seems to think that the reason Gizelle is being so messy is because Gizelle is having issues with her relationship with Jamal. Now that could very well be true, or it could very well be that Gizelle and Jamal's storyline is so boring, so Gizelle has to make herself seen in other people's drama. Let's just think about that, everybody. Let's just think about that. Gizelle is making sure she has a part in everybody's drama so that she has a storyline with or without Jamal. Then Karen again imitates Wendy. This time she does it for Wendy, and she said, when you slithered down the stairs. Yo, I almost spit my drink out. And then Wendy goes, I didn't slither, honey, I sauntered. It was a slither. It was a slither. And then they all start imitating Wendy, and she actually laughs, so that was kind of cute. Then we get black screen white text. Y'all know what that means. Serious business. It says 2 days later. And then we see news articles showing that Monique has pressed charges against Candiace. And then we cut to Candiace's house after she received the news, and she calls Monique a rusty ass bitch. Chris is trying his best to stay calm and cool in this situation. He's telling Candiace to relax, like, enjoy your vacation. Don't let this get to you. We knew this was coming. He is always so level-headed, and he always has the best advice for Candiace. They are very well suited because she is so over the top and he is so calm. He's that calming force that she needs. He is a really good guy, y'all. I really like them together. They are so cute. But he looks tired of it. So then Candiace basically says that Monique is arrogant, evil, and sociopathic to think that she has a case against her when she's the one that assaulted Candiace. And then they show Monique in her confessional, and she's saying, if Candiace is going to press charges on me, I need to press charges on her too, because we were both involved in that fight and we were both responsible, and my side of the story needs to be heard as well. I guess, girl. I don't really know what to think about that, y'all, so I'm not going to speak too much on that. I do agree that Monique's side needs to be heard, but I hope she tells the truth. So that's the end of the episode, y'all. That's where they leave us. And then we get a preview for the next episode. So the women arrive in Portugal. They show them dressed very sexily. I don't know if they're going somewhere because they all were in the same room. So I don't know if they're having like a sexy dinner or if they're going to like a strip show or something. I don't know, y'all. But they're whipping each other. It's very attractive. And I'm very much excited to see that. Everybody looks good. So I love looking at beautiful women, okay? Then it looks like the women start coming for Ashley a little bit, reminding them of who she was and how she behaved before she had baby Dean. If y'all are just watching this coming in on season 5, y'all have no clue. Ashley was messier than Gizelle, if you can even imagine. Ashley was putting everybody's dirt on Front Street and just really going hard, especially with Robyn and Juan. She was trying to push the story that Juan was cheating on Robyn, y'all. And then the stuff with Ray and Karen, she was behind all that. She was really so messy. So it looks like they're confronting her on that. I'm really excited to see that. Then we see Wendy and Karen arguing again. We also see Candiace and Ashley getting into it. I'm very interested to see what that's about. I have a feeling it's going to be about Ashley being on Monique's side, but we'll find out. And we see Ashley crying and saying that she wants to go home. Girl, if you don't relax on that vacation. So that was the end of this episode, y'all. Please tell me what y'all think. I think this was, again, another filler episode, but we did have some good little interesting moments. My favorite scenes were Wendy and Karen getting into it. I also do really enjoy watching a very messy Gizelle. I really do. That's pretty much it, y'all. So I guess 2 scenes I liked, or a few little pieces of Gizelle being messy. Please let me know what you thought about this episode. Leave me some comments. Also leave me some positive reviews. Y'all, this has been another episode of Now We Said It, and I will see y'all next week. Bye.
But now we said it.